Hey, what's happening? Glen, Gosch, Realtor and Broker here once again in our video series, First Steps in the Home Buying Process. In previous videos, we talked about the very first steps in the home buying process, what to do before you even reach that first step or first steps in the process. We talked a little bit about money. We talked about some tips on selecting a lender, and in this final video in the series, we are talking about tips for selecting a realtor. So just as in selecting a lender, when you go to select a realtor, if you look for tips and advice online, you kind of see a lot of the same, or at least similar things that people tell you to look for in a realtor. You know, it might be their experience in general or their experience working with your particular situation. Say you're a first-time home buyer, say you're having a home built for the first time, finding a realtor that has experience in that particular area. Might talk about getting a recommendation or a referral as a way to find a realtor, whether that's from a friend or from a lender you're working with. Sometimes they talk about the personal connection. Do you feel comfortable with that person? Do you have a good gut feeling about that person? You'll see other things like negotiation skills, what is that agent's skills in negotiating the best deal for you, and this and that. And all those things are not bad advice at all. I think all of those qualities are important in one way or one situation or another, but not all the time. I mean, sometimes negotiation skills don't really mean crap. I mean, if you're getting into a competing offer situation, you're looking to your realtor for advice to put in the best offer to get you the home, which happens a lot, at least this year with first-time home buyers here in Tri-Cities. If you're looking at a home that's priced appropriately in the low 200s, for instance, most of those or many of those homes are selling in, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, maybe lasting a weekend, So if you're hiring an agent solely based on negotiation skills, well, I mean, there's not much room to negotiate in a situation like that. What if you're having a home built? A lot of times there's very minimal negotiation as far as having a home built with builders. Not that not that there's never any, but it's not the most common thing. Same thing with experience. Somewhere there's a realtor that's been doing this for 10 years that sucks, or someone that you're not going to connect with, right? And then there's somebody out there that just started a few months ago and they're just fired up and they're ready to go, and they might deliver the best experience for you. So experience, not saying it doesn't matter, but it's not always like, hey man, you got to go with the most experienced realtor no matter what, right? I'm obviously more experienced than somebody that's just starting, that just started yesterday and don't have as much experience as somebody that, has been in the business for 20 years. But hey, I think I do a good job every time for my clients, and I put 100% forward each time. So I think there are a few musts in selecting a realtor though. I think a realtor needs to have good communication. Someone that is able and willing to answer your texts, your phone calls, your emails, or your preferred method of contact. I think it's important for a realtor to be honest, not lead you astray one way or the other, and just giving you the most honest opinion at all times, even if that opinion is tough to hear or whatever. Just honesty is a huge thing for me. Another thing, realtors that are no pressure or low pressure, someone that puts your interest first, that's not just out there to sell you on a home, someone that's really there for you in the home buying process, that's going to communicate with you, work with you, just someone that's really going to kick butt for you, man, that's really going to do a good job for you. I think that's what it really boils down to. Someone you feel good about that's going to do a great job for you. So if you are interviewing realtors, that might be the single most important question. Hey, what are you going to do for me? Or how are you going to kick ass for me? Or, to put it a little less informal, just how are you going to do a good job for me, Mr. or Miss Realtor, as we're going through this transaction? And then get that answer that way, right? I mean, just straight up like, hey, how many years experience do you have? Well, I mean, again, somewhere there's a realtor that just started yesterday that's going to suck and not going to make it in the industry. There's somewhere where there's a realtor that's been working for 10 years that's just kind of straggling along, or they've been doing it part-time for 10 years, maybe don't deliver the best service. And, there's someone out there, though, that is really going to do a great job for you and, be able to tell you what they're going to do for you in the home buying process. So, again, that's kind of my number one question. Hey, ask a realtor, what are you doing for me in the home buying process? Okay. So again, my name is Glen Gosch. My information above or below this video, depending on what device you are watching this on. If you are looking to buy a home, I'd love to be in touch with you. Thanks so much for watching this video series. And I will be uploading further videos on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. If you're watching this on Facebook, be sure to like my page. I'm generally uploading the videos on both formats. So again, if you're looking to buy a home, you haven't found a realtor yet, I'd love to be a realtor. Contact me and we'll get the process started. All right, thanks guys.